What's going on, everybody? How you doing, and welcome. My name is PeteyTV. I'm here to talk to you all about some amazingly cool information that was dropped today on Wildhead, in Warcraft News. It was something that I was not expecting to see. It was a flood of information, and I think it is necessary that we take a moment to talk about it. And if you're asking what we're talking about, I'm talking about Season 3. Or patch 11.2. 11.2 is the general patch. Season 3 of Mythic Pluses is what's kind of coming out. So, just a couple of quick things that we're gonna talk about really quickly. Let's see here. The one thing is the new system that was added. They added a bunch of new things, and I'm just trying to get. I tried to get all the information, and I just thought I just saw a new one come out, so I just want to make sure I get that in front of me too. All right, so let's go take a look. Boop. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is this is apparently the new raid. It's called the Manaforge Omega raid. It's gonna contain a bunch of people, really big boss. This is going to be really interesting in my personal opinion. Boss list is going to have 8 new bosses, and there isn't an official boss list, but the followings were revealed, so that they've already talked about 5 of them. And we are going to be getting a cloak. That is going to be something we're going to talk about here. I'm trying to see. Where is it? Where is it? Where did I put it? Here we go. So here's the cloak. So this here is the new raid. It's supposed to be very void based. So we're gonna see how that ends up turning into what we're gonna have for going forward throughout the whole entire season. I think that this is going to be pretty cool. The patch is gonna be called Ghosts of Kashyyyk or Kashyyyk, however you want to say it. There's been a lot of information that was dropped on it. It's gonna be the new zone. We're getting this artifact cloak, which we're going to talk about a little bit more. New dungeon, which is going to be a Mythic Plus. It's going to be new types of outdoor activities called phase diving, which I'm assuming is going to be something similar to phasing, or what they did with the orbs. Then the raid, like we were talking about. This is the new dungeon, and then new delves, and then new tier, new talents, and let's see here. New dungeon stones, which are going to be cool, and PvP, whatever. So anyway, so that's just the general information about this stuff. So the raid itself is going to be requiring you to use your cloak, very similar to what we have done in the past. So this cloak is supposed to grow with us. It's supposed to give us strength, and it's going to be warbound, very similar to the neck, which is going to be really cool. I mean, there's really no other information other than that's kind of been added. So it's apparently going to let us enter untethered space called the phase diving. So this is going to be cool. I'm kind of interested to see how it is. I'm kind of interested to see what the stats are going to be. If it's going to be something that's important or not important, which is kind of interesting because in my personal opinion, one of my always go-to crafted pieces are always my cloak. It really doesn't super affect what we're doing, but it's going to also affect a little bit of the tailoring economy because cloaks are one of the main things that they were crafting. So everything is pretty much void themed, and then there's a reveal video talking about it, and they're saying that there's a possibility that they're going to be adding a new Demon Hunter type class that may be void. This is 100% speculation. I do not know if this is true, but it'll be kind of interesting to see if it actually is true or not. So we'll see how that comes. I wouldn't be surprised if they added another class, because this whole expansion we haven't had any real quote-unquote class changes. I mean, no additional classes added other than the hero abilities and things like that. So I think that is going to be pretty interesting. The other thing where I wanted to talk about was the hero sets. So hero talent tier sets are coming in Season 3, and you're going to be able to choose between multiple different options. So like, for instance, this is a warrior, and the set is demolish damage increased and crit strike damage based on number of stacks of colossal might. And this one is based on demolish increases critical strike chance of your next 2 immortal strikes, and that's arms based stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be doing this with the tier sets. I think that this is going to really complicate things even more than what they were originally, because the balancing system that they had right now was vastly harder. It's so hard to deal with already, and now they're putting this intricacy and change in. I think it's just going to put another level of complication to class balancing, because a lot of the classes right now, there are some that are underperforming and then there's some that are overperforming, but generally most of them are in the middle range, and all of them are capable really of doing decent damage to complete 10s to 12s and to 13s to get that 3k IO and Mythic Plus. So it's very interesting how they're going to be adding this, and I'm wondering to see how this is going to end up changing the group itself as a whole. So I'm kind of wondering how that's going to be. The other thing was the changes, the class changes. So there's going to be class updates for Shadow Priest, Brewmaster, Frost, and Unholy DKs. They've already talked about this a little bit. I think that there are going to be a lot of really cool things that they're going to be adding. I'm trying to just look for the portion that they were talking about that. All right, they didn't have any in here. I saw. But the rebalancing of those classes, in my personal opinion, is something that's going to be highly necessary. Shadow Priests, from my personal opinion, are very much underperforming, and they're underperforming really badly, to the point where I'm seeing a lot of people that are regular Shadow Priest mains who are kind of like taking a break because that's the class they want to play, that's the class they want to do, but they don't have the ability to do it. So I'm really kind of sad to see that. The other thing is the Brewmaster Monk. I love Brewmaster. It is one of the first... I should say Brewmaster is the first type of tank I started playing with and using and understanding how to play properly and understanding how to tank. And I can't even play my Brewmaster right now. It just doesn't feel right. There's just threat issues. There's combo issues. There's just so much changes that I'm not a real huge fan of. So I'm kind of wondering how this is going to end up helping and changing how they're going to end up working this out. Threat generation, I'm hoping that's great. Magum always pulls threat off of me, so I'm very curious to see how this is going to help and change things. And the Frost and Unholy DK. Now, Frost and Unholy, I prefer to play Frost than Unholy. Unholy really can ramp up pretty high. So I think they're going to be doing this, and they're going to pull it back down. And they're going to take Frost, and they're going to push it a little bit farther forward. Frost is cool, but you can end up accidentally pulling a mob in another group if you do Breathless Indragosa, and you see the dragon come down, and it just scooches right across the group, and it's just going to pull a group. I'm pretty sure it's Breathless Indragosa. But anyway, so like, you really have to be careful with that. So I'm kind of interested to see how they're going to end up balancing these three classes, because I definitely think that they are a necessary thing. Now, on to the cool, important stuff that we like to talk about, which is Mythic Pluses. They've ended up telling us what the World of Warcraft Mythic dungeons are going to be. They've revealed them. We already knew what 4 of them was going to be. So, Dawnbreaker, Ara-Kara City of Echoes, Floodgate, Priory, Echo Dome, which is the new one, Echo Dome Aldari, I think it is, Halls of Atonement, Tazavesh, that's Streets of Wonder, and Tazavesh Gambit. So, this is my 2 cents if anyone cares to think about it. Dawnbreaker is probably one of my favorite dungeons. It has a couple of really difficult pulls. It has a bunch of really simple pulls. But overall, this is a very up and down type dungeon. meaning people really need to know where to do their pulls properly and need to know how to do things. For instance, the second, after the first boss, you go after the first lieutenant, then you go to that second lieutenant in front of the inn. A lot of people don't know how to properly pull that or deal with that. And that is something that's a big deal, and that's something that could really, really make or break keys. So that's something that people really need to worry about. Ara-Kara, City of Echoes. The last boss, for lack of a better term, is a crapshoot. You don't know how you're going to be pulling that properly. You don't know how if people are going to be paying attention. You don't know if you're going to have a druid that accidentally shapeshifts out of something. There are so many what ifs here that it can be a dicey key. If you have a group of people that know what they're doing, they can blast through this key super quickly. This key is going to be your speed key, along with Halls of Atonement. I'll get to that later. But yeah, this is going to be a super quick key if you know how to properly do it. Operation Floodgate. In the beginning of this season, of Season 2, I wasn't really a huge fan of Floodgate. But now that I have played it and I know it and I understand it, it's not too bad. I can kind of deal with it. I can kind of play it. Sure, we can give it a go. The pulls in there, if you don't know how to properly pull the place, it gets to be really difficult very, very quickly. So hopefully once you get to understand it and know how to pull that properly, you're pretty good. So hopefully that works out. Here we go. Priory of the Sacred Flame. Priory, the pulls there are dicey. This, in my opinion, is probably going to be one of the harder keys of the season, because a lot of people need to power pull that place to time it. You need to have really good DPS to time it high. So as long as people are paying attention and pushing through, they can do it. But it is definitely a dicey key and a strong key. Echo Dome, don't know much about it. Really don't have anything to say about it. Halls of Atonement. Halls of Atonement is pretty good. The thing with Halls of Atonement is that it's a fast key if you can properly pull it. You pull your right side, you pull your left side, you jump down, you pull the bottom group there, you go into the middle, you clear out one side, you get to the first boss, you pull the boss in, kill it there, go up the stairs, you can stealth or speed pull past that with invis pots, you go past that, you go up to the next boss, you pull the next boss, you kill the next boss, you go into the next room, and it's just like pull clear, pull clear, pull clear to the end. So it's really not too bad. Like I said, you can really pull and speed clear that place if you know how to do it. As you can see, I've done it so many times. I still remember how we ended up doing probably like 90% of it. So you really got to be watching with that place, and it's good. Tazavesh. Tazavesh is one of my favorite like mega dungeons or overall dungeons. Streets is easier than Gambit, in my opinion. The last boss in Gambit is a little difficult if you have people that are unable to navigate that properly. So these Tazavesh ones are going to be interesting feels for the newcomers who do not play Shadowlands. These, I think, are going to be the ones where you really need to pay attention to the people in your group as you're playing. So I'm hoping that goes pretty nicely. And Echo Dome, it looks like there's, I just read the bottom of this. I don't know if you can read it or not, but it says here, the new 3 dungeon boss Echo is joining the rotation. So I think that we have 3 boss dungeons. So I'm kind of interested to see how those are going to go. So that is pretty cool. So this is Echo Dome. They really don't talk much about it, but it's very nether driven, just like everything else. So I like it because look at this. It's vibrant. I love these vibrant zones. We really haven't seen many vibrant zones in a while, so I kind of want to see that stuff. Apparently they're putting champion gear in Mythic Zeros, which are available immediate on patch 11.1 launch. This means you can do pretty much every single dungeon once a day until Mythic Pluses start. You're going to want to be able, you're right here, non-bountiful delves, heroic, and baseline Mythic to the dungeons, world bosses. So champion gear is a pretty good place to put yourself if you're looking to start right before the raids, I should say, right before the Mythic Pluses come out. This is going to be pretty good. With the way that they have all of the dungeons right now, there are a lot of very heavy trinketed dungeons. Priory, you got the Signet. You got, what is it called? You got the Priory with the Signet. You got, there's one in Tazavesh, I don't remember which one it is. Then you have another trinket in City of Echoes. So you have a bunch of really strong trinkets this season, so I'm kind of interested to see how that goes. Now, one of the things I kind of interested to see is this next part, which is Mythic Plus Leavers finally are going to be penalized with a new deserter system coming in Season 3. So I'm just going to kind of talk about this stuff here. Blizzard has revealed to Wowhead that Mythic Plus Deserter system will be implemented Season 3 that will mark frequent leavers in looking for group. So Mythic Plus Leavers, blah, 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 blah. So we don't have all the details, but sharing this as we go live in PTR, but we're actually introducing a Keystone Deserter system. Yeah, so the rough summary, and again, there is more details to come out through the progress of PTR cycle, is that you'll be put up an abandon vote essentially on a dungeon if things aren't working well, and if the group agrees you disband, there's no harm, no foul to your rating or anything like that. If you are leaving keys too often in this first iteration, we're not going to penalize you on the account level. You'll just be marked as someone who leaves often. So in Group Finder, you're going to see this player quits. So it looks like what they're going to do is they're just going to mark people and tell you if they are leaving groups or not. Possible impact. There are a lot of people that are leaving. Let's just holding keys hostage. They really aren't saying exactly what it is, but it's going to be very interesting to see. So they don't know exactly how they're going to do this. But in my personal opinion, I think that if people end up losing a group, you can mark them with deserter. They can still get queued. But in the queue finder or dungeon finder, there should be a little icon right next to their name that says, like, consistently leaves groups or something. Or when you hover over their name, you can do that, or over something. I mean, just do something like that, or suspend people that aren't, working on this properly. I don't know. It'd be kind of an interesting conversation. So anyway, just a couple of really, really cool things that kind of were brought up today. And I know I talked really, really fast about it, but it's because there's a lot of information and I don't want to have a video that goes on for 6 hours. But anyway, just want to say thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. My name's PeteyTV. We're on Twitch and YouTube every single Monday to Friday, and we're trying to put out videos like this throughout the whole entire time. We do play other games and things like that too, but for the most part, we do end up playing a lot of World of Warcraft. As always, please come check us out. I greatly appreciate it. Please follow, sub, join, thumbs up, all of our channels, whatever you can to support us. I would appreciate it. Thank you all very much. Dream big, keep gaming. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you all soon. Bye, everybody.